Previously, we looked at anchor tags and the ways we could link to other pages in order to turn our web pages into a website. We also looked at ways we could access other sites via our own links. Additionally, we discussed what could be used as content for our anchor elements, whether they be text, images, or other elements like divs. Before we continue on with this section involving lists, I'm just going to acknowledge the fact that our index.html page is becoming a bit of a mess. But once we have lists out of the way, we can begin restructuring our website by using the concepts we have learned previously in order to make the site much more structured and organized. And we'll be focusing on that in the next video. Again, this video is focused on lists. And in HTML, there are 3 types of lists: the ordered list, the unordered list, and the description list. Each of them are defined by using different tags, and we'll have a look at each one. Firstly, and probably the most used, is the unordered list. Unordered lists link display items without any formal order, such as numbering. We specify an unordered list by using the UL tag with a UL closing tag. And within our unordered list tags, we specify list items, which are elements defined by li, also with a closing tag. Within each list item, we add a value. I'm just going to type book 1. I'm going to save this and go back to our browser, refresh. I'll just move this up slightly. Resave, refresh, and now we have our first list item displayed within our unordered list. If we just inspect this, we see we have an unordered list here with a list item nested within it. We can add as many list items to an unordered list as we like. Again, within our elements section, we have an unordered list and 3 nested list items. By default, unordered list items will be marked with bullet points, but we can use CSS styling to get rid of them, which we'll be doing in the future. The second list we'll be looking at will be ordered lists. They work similarly to unordered lists, but will display some type of order within that list, and by default that will be a number. We create an ordered list by using the OL tag for ordered list element, and then we just again use list items. Save this, refresh, and as you can see, we've labeled book 1 now with a number. I'm just going to copy these list items and paste them here, save, refresh, and now we have each list item within our ordered list numbered. We don't have to use numbers in order to order them. Within our ordered list tag, we can set the attribute type equal to For this example, I'll use Roman numerals, which you can either use lowercase I or uppercase I. I'll save, refresh, and we've changed the type of order that we wish to use. We don't have to start at 1 either. We can specify where we want to start our count at by using the attribute start, and we'll set this to, let's say, 30. Save, and now our count will begin at 30 and increment upwards. I'll just switch this back to 1 and 1. And the final list we'll look at is the description list with the tag DL. DL is slightly different from the previous two, which utilize list item tags. Description lists use description terms, which are specified by DT tags. What I'm going to do is I'm going to list a book, I'll list 2 books. So, save this, refresh, and now we have book 1 and we have book 2, so not much different from our unordered list, but so we have description terms specified here, and we can add description data using DD tags. Each description term can have multiple DD tags. For this, I'm going to put pages. We'll say 300 for book 1, and we'll say fantasy. I'll just reformat that slightly to make it easier to read. For book 2, we'll say 400 pages. And I'll leave the genre empty for now, just to show that we don't have to have the same amounts within each DT tag. Save, refresh, and we have book 1 with page count of 300, which falls under the fantasy genre, and book 2 with a page count of 400. So that covers the basics of lists, and now I just want to restyle our unordered list, which we will be using to create a horizontal navigation menu very soon in order to structure our website. So I'll go back to styles.css. To make things easier, assign this a class name. I'll call this basic unordered list. Copy the class name and specify it in styles.css. Now I want to target the unordered list specifically, and we will be targeting the list items within the list in a moment. I want to set the list style type to none. I haven't saved yet. You can see that within our unordered list we have bullet points, I'll save the style.css and also the index.html, refresh, and now we've gotten rid of the bullet points. I'll get rid of the padding and the margin. So we've gotten rid of the padding and the margin for the unordered list. Now I want to target each list item within our basic unordered list class. But to do that, we can target basic unordered list class. And with our greater than sign, we'll target each list item. Now we can set the display of inline. We're currently displaying the list items as their default block, but if we set each list item to inline, we can refresh and we'll have them running side by side. Here I want to jump back to our index.html and show you that we can nest other elements within our list items. In this case, I'm going to wrap the list item content inside an anchor tag. I'll set the href to nothing at the moment. Set a closing tag for the anchor. Do the same for the other list items. I'll save this, refresh, and now we have anchor tags working within each one of our list items. We're starting to get something resembling a menu that runs horizontally now, which we'll be using in the future. We'll just add a bit of additional styling to this. So back to our styles.css. Again, we'll target our basic unordered list class and all list items within that list, as well as all anchor tags. So we'll be targeting here, then here, and then here for each list item. I'm going to set the padding to 16 pixels. So we've got a bit of space in between our three list items now. Or more accurately, each anchor tag has more padding surrounding it. We will add a bit of padding around the list item itself. Again, 16 pixels. I'm going to increase the margin of our basic unordered list class by 20 pixels. So I'll leave this video here for now. We've got the beginnings of a navigation bar that we can use in our next section, where we will be restructuring our web pages and website. And we'll be going over everything we've learnt so far in order to fortify the concepts.